Greetings, friends. Jerry Mansholt here up in Appleton, Wisconsin. I wish I could be with you this day, June the 1st, as you celebrate the life of our friend and teacher in the faith, Ed Schroeder. I was really glad I had the opportunity to be there for Ed's funeral back in March, and just to be gathered with friends and colleagues and with all of the Schroeder family, with you, Marie, and everyone who was gathered there. It was just a wonderful funeral liturgy and celebration and proclamation of the Word, and tremendous singing, all centered in Christ. It was a wonderful time for witness and just being church together. I don't think I really had a class with Ed until after seminary. As you recall, my first call was in Oklahoma. Was there 74 to 81, and then moved back to St. Louis. And it was then that I first started taking some classes in summer school. And with the Crossings community with Ed. But it was Ed and Bob together, Bob Bertram together, who really shaped and formed my theology. And as I think about my years of service as a parish pastor and now in these last years as a bishop in the church, I've been so grateful for the theological formation that grew out of studying with Ed and with Bob. I think I related to Ed because of his farm background and my farm background. I grew up on John Deere tractors, as did Ed, and Ed would talk about those old two-cylinder John Deeres who had that law gospel plunge to them as they ran and they hummed with those two cylinders, and it was always law and gospel. And it was that type of teaching that came from Ed that was always so down to earth, so well grounded, and helped to communicate the centrality of the gospel, and just to clarify what it was that made Christ necessary for our faith and in our theology, what was the God-sized problem that required a God-sized solution in this world. When I was a pastor in Wichita, Kansas, I had the good opportunity to teach the Lutheran confessions to 20 lay students in a lay school in Lindsborg, Kansas. It was a really challenging time for me, but I remember calling Ed and talking with him about what that syllabus might look like, teaching those students. And it was a time when I went back to papers that Ed had written and notes that I had from classes with Bob, and how the Crossings community and this rich theological tradition fed me and fed those whom I was privileged to teach in those days. I taught that class right at the time, right after the new Book of Concord came out, and I remember one of those students in her joy as we were studying and looking at the large catechism, saying, "I just love this blue book." And to see lay people come alive with an appreciation for the Lutheran confessions and for Lutheran theology was a joy. I wish I could be with you today. I can't tell you how many times it is among the Conference of Bishops, where we have Seminex grounded and Seminex connected bishops, colleagues, and in pastors where I've served, where we've talked about being grounded in the Crossings method and in just how important this theological formation has been for all of us. So thank you for gathering with Marie and all of the Schroeder clan and the Crossings community in St. Louis. Greetings to all of you. I wish I could be with you, but know that I am with you in spirit, and also giving thanks to God for the life of Ed, for his witness, his service, and the life that we share in Christ.